We're going to talk cars today and some of the communication that happens between sensors and control units within a car. I mean, a car this day and age is quite a sophisticated piece of kit from an electronics point of view, even from a computing point of view now with autonomous vehicles and electric vehicles. The old days of cars, I mean, it's not that old actually, to be honest. Cars have not been around that long. But if we go back to the 60s and 70s even, cars, the wiring in cars is very much point to point. The actual sensors were fairly dumb. There weren't a lot of computing power in cars in those days. As the need for computing became more and more, then what has happened is that the wiring has become more complex. And so to reduce the wiring mesh and harnesses, Bosch in 1993 came up with the idea of the CAN bus. And the official protocol was released in 1986 by the Society of Automotive Engineers in Detroit, Michigan in the US. And the first CAN controller chips were introduced by Intel in 1987. So it's been around a while, but the idea is based on packet technology in communications where, like in Ethernet packets or in telecommunication packets, even RS-232 or RS-485, these serial protocols, all of these, they send information in bit form. So the CAN bus is one of the protocols that Bosch has come up with. There's actually 5 protocols. OBD2 is one of the protocols within cars that allows you to interrogate the state of the car. All of the data that's going back and forth from sensors, the stuff that you see on your dashboard normally, you go to a mechanic, there's actually a physical port in every car. Since 1996, would have to have the OBD2 protocol installed in the car. The whole idea was, you could go into a mechanic and they would plug into the port in your car and be able to pull all the data from your ECU, which the ECU, by the way, has memory and it's logging all this stuff. It's logging all the faults and it's logging all the codes for the problems. And this will make it easier for the mechanic to diagnose your car. And so that's the idea behind this. And I went and bought one of these dongles because you can buy one. Anyone can buy one. You don't actually just have to go to the mechanic to do this. You can actually buy yourself one of these dongles, plug it in, and most of these dongles have either Wi-Fi connectivity or they have a Bluetooth connectivity which connects to your mobile device. It could be a tablet or your phone or even your laptop if you wanted to. That's basically what it is, and I'm going to show you guys a real live demo of my little unit that I picked up recently, plugging into my car, syncing it up or connecting it to my app, and then showing you some of the readout. So let's have a look and see what's inside. The instructions on the one hand side, and then you got the unit on the other side. So there's the unit there, mostly in English, and I think it's in German as well. So I'll put that away for a minute, and then let's have a look at the actual unit. Now, nicely engineered, I think. It's all plastic. So there's your you can see that light here. So this is the standard connector for. It's nice. It's easy to plug in. It's got a nice kind of design on it. I like the way that they designed this. They put a lot of information in on the actual device. So if you get stuck and you lose the manual, you can just look on the device and you can find out more about it on the internet. So here we are, folks. We're in the car now. I'm going to just get this unit. So this is the unit that we're talking about that we had earlier. I'm just going to open it up, and here it is. So pop it out there, and so here it is. I'm going to plug it in. Now you can see the blue light come on. Got to have the car on to enable the app to connect to the ECU. So this is the app that I use. Now I'll just disconnect this. So I mean, it's already connected, but we'll disconnect it. And it's now disconnecting. So what you have here is you have the ELM connection and the ECU connection. So you have all these different options. You've got the dashboard, live data, all sensors. Let's just connect first. So you can see it's connecting. That it's now connected. So if you get down here, you can see both the ELM is connected and also the ECU is connected. So let's have a look at the dashboard and see what we got here. So as I rev it, you can see it parallels what's on the speedometer there in revs, and it's obviously mirroring it here. Now what people say, well, what's the point of all of this, right? It's a bit geeky And it's fair point. You know, why do you want this when you get a dashboard? That's fair enough. Now, but the thing is, this actually gives you a little bit more. Now, this is all completely customizable on this particular app. And there's many apps, by the way, just so you know. This is just the one that I'm using. It's very simple, but it gives you everything you need. So, and in this one, I've got the RPMs of the engine and I've got the speed. We're not moving at the moment. And then there's coolant temperature here. Now, for me, it's just peace of mind. When I'm driving long distances, I just want peace of mind that I can just quickly have a look at this app, and it can show me all of the issues with the car. And also, being a geek that I am, I just want to know what's happening. And also, if there are some faults, I can talk to my mechanic, particularly if they haven't picked up on something. So it just gives me a little bit more insight into the car. On that one there. Now you can see this little thing pops up here. You can see. Now this little pop-up allows you to customize the actual look and feel of the dashboard on this particular screen. There's up to 3 screens you can have on here. So you can see here, you can pick just the one parameter, or you can have multiple parameters. You can have up to, gosh, look at that. You can have up to, if you go down here, you can see you can have up to 15 different parameters, which is going to be very crowded on a little screen. Let's look at the live data. Now you can see on the live data at the moment I've only got coolant temperature and RPM, but it can have vehicle speed and timing advance as well if you wanted to. Intake temperature, we can have that. So this is really depending on what your ECU can push out. So it depends on your engine, it depends on your ECU, because in this app you can actually go and select. So if you go to settings, you can actually look at the car itself, vehicle options, and in here you've got the choice. So you have to disconnect first. But anyway, I won't do that. And in here you can see I've got my car selected. So depending on your car, it will push out certain data which you can then use. And on here you've got all these different options that you can also select. You know, there's all sorts of things. Pretty much there's a whole heap of things that you can display in real time. It shows you the legend for the different parameters that I'm looking at, and the coolant temperature isn't changing much. And this is a snapshot of their current state. So it takes a reading and it shows you what they currently, it's not live data, but it's just a reading, a snapshot. Trouble diagnostics, so you can look at all these are all the trouble diagnostics. So what will happen is when something happens, this thing is actually monitoring it. The dongle will send that command code to this app, and it will actually trigger an alarm or notification. Freeze frame, so you can actually take a snapshot. But if you've got a problem, you know, with your car, you can actually take a freeze frame of that problem, and then you can record that, and then that can be sent off to your mechanic. That's really it, guys and gals. This is the OBDC2 app that I'm using on my phone, connected to the OBD2 dongle in my car. So a bit of geekiness, really, to be honest. We're all geeked out about this because I just like data and I like analytics. And for me to have this kind of information about the car coming from the ECU. So OBD onboard diagnostics protocol, there's 5 protocols that are available in the car. And in modern day cars, OBD has been around, onboard diagnostics has been around since 1996. So any cars that were made after 1996 would have a OBD port, which you can plug a dongle into. So I'm sure all of you guys have got cars of some nature or other. And if you want to play around with this sort of stuff, that's great. And like I said, this is one of many apps. I'm just happen to be using this one. And I just think it's really simple and easy to use. And that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video and got geeked out about it. Tell me what your thoughts are. Let me know what kind of apps you're using, or if you are using such a dongle, and what do you think of the benefits are of having such a dongle for your average car owner. Is it useful, do you think, or is it just a bit, you know, geeked out, only for geeks like me? But you know, you guys are all engineers. Tell me about the future. I mean, look, the thing is, most cars now, they're all going electric anyway. I mean, all this stuff may be just old hat now, because you know, the cars are going electric now. They're not going to have ECUs like this. So this is only for petrol and diesel cars that you're going to get this kind of information. So as the future is coming at us, all this stuff will kind of go by the wayside and be replaced by a dashboard, you know, a touchscreen dashboard like in the Tesla. So this is only a temporary thing for us old folks that've still got petrol cars. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thanks. Have a good one. Cheers.